So good morning. I'm Shannon Gribble. I'm the Director of Alumni and Donor Relations here at Frostburg State University. I'm also a 1998 graduate. So we're here this morning in our beautiful new Education and Health Science Center to dedicate multiple spaces in our nursing department due to the generosity of Russ and Penny Younkers. We are live, as you guys know. We have several of Russ's family members here with us today. A little bit about how we're going to go through this morning. On the live video, we're going to take a tour of the nursing skills labs and the debriefing room. We're going to hear from our leadership here at the institution, and then we're going to do a ribbon cutting with Russ's family. So I hope you all enjoy this as much as we do in honoring their generosity. I do bring some sad news that we lost Russ just a week ago, so he's not able to be here with us today. But Penny assured me when we text message this week that he would be here in spirit with us. When Mike called me last weekend to tell me that we had lost Russ, we talked about today, and I said to Mike, if we don't do this, as Mike promised, Russ will haunt us. We are sure of that, aren't we, Mike? Yes, we are. So we're doing this today for him. So just a little bit about Russ and Penny. His loved ones already know about them. Leadership does, but many of you that are watching really do not. So Russ is class of 1968. Penny is not a graduate, but I assure you she is a true Bobcat. She has braved many a winter storm to watch men's soccer particularly, and today we have Keith Burns, the head men's soccer coach, with us here. Him and Russ were great friends, and he's a fierce supporter of the men's soccer program here at the institution. Russ was a member of the foundation board here at the university, and him and Penny are just really the word fierce, I know it might sound mean, but it isn't. Like, they were diehard Bobcats for us here at Frostburg. Just a little bit about what they've done for the institution, and I can't actually begin to measure their impact that they've had on Frostburg State. I've known Russ probably about 17 years that I've been working here, and on a personal note, this is a huge loss for me. I feel like I was probably a member of the Younkers family on some extended branch out there somewhere. He's always been so supportive of me and my family during our friendship here. But Russ and Penny, this is just a few of the things they've done, and this doesn't even calculate the kind of time they've given us and just the advice that they've shared, whether we liked it or not, to be honest, because as we all know, Russ was very true to his word, and it wasn't always the most popular opinion, I should say. They have the Russell and Penny Younkers Men's Soccer Fund. They have the Russell and Penny Younkers Men's Soccer Scholarship. They have the Russell Younkers Endowed Scholarship. Recently, he did the Mary F. Younkers Nursing Scholarship. They've made a contribution to name 5 different spaces that we're here for today. He gave to the annual fund and so many other initiatives that I can't even count them all, but he also stepped up to offer challenges to encourage other graduates and friends of the university to support us, not just financially, but in their advocacy and other ways. And a few years ago, we actually tried to name the men's soccer locker room in honor of him and Penny. Well, that wasn't good enough for us. He had us do that in memory of his soccer coach when he was at Frostburg. So that probably says a lot about who Russ and Penny really were to all of us. And so at this kind of point, we're going to take a tour, because I think that probably sums it up. Russ would not want this to be about him, I assure you, but I didn't want to let this opportunity go for us to just talk about some of the things that Russ and Penny have done for this institution. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Kara Platt. She is the chair of the nursing department, and as well, and it's Erica Lashley, am I correct? She is the skills lab manager, and they're going to do a walking tour of the skills lab, talk about how these spaces are basically transforming the lives of our students here at the university. So ladies, take it away.
So this is our nursing skills lab, and there's 4 bays across here. Each have some have a high fidelity mannequin, but all mannequins can be moved from space to space. Each room has a control room where the faculty can stand back here and watch. And every mannequin has certain capabilities that students can practice on. Every room is equipped with video monitoring. So we can watch this back with the students, we can watch it back in a year and they can see how they've progressed, or we can use it as a teaching moment for them if things need to improve. What would you like to add?
So we have everything from exactly like Kara said, you know, we have the individual mannequins, we have ones that are more so like skills trainers, we have ones that can birth babies for maternal health, we have trauma mannequins that can bleed leaders and leaders as much as we want pretty much. You know, they can do everything that a real person can. We can speak through them, which makes it even more of a realistic experience for the students. We've had them come into the control rooms with us whenever we've done a couple simulations just this semester. They're really excited about it. They like to watch each other, which they were a little weird about in the beginning, but they have actually turned it into a really great teaching moment. We have everything from a real hospital, a patient monitor, that alarms. We can control all of those just like you would be able to. They can take their blood pressures, vital signs, learn all the things that they can. Lung sounds, heart sounds, all things that they need to learn to treat a real person.
Each of the mannequins are a different level to give students the opportunity to practice different skills at each level as they're learning.
We even have ones that blink. This is our trauma guy specifically. And one of ours even has TV screens for eyes. So we can make them different colors, change their pupils, mimic a stroke, all of those things. Because we can't exactly, you know, mix up a stroke patient for somebody in a hospital. So it's really beneficial that we can make it so real here for them to be able to learn in a safe environment.
And the other space that was dedicated was our nursing debriefing room. So debriefing after a simulation is a large part of the learning strategy for nursing, where students will practice in that lab, and then they come here and kind of break down what they learned. They can watch what they did, and this is where they really can soak in all of the things that we hope that they did during that simulation. So this is kind of a plain space, but that is on purpose really for the students to focus on just the video or just the conversations that they're going to have.
We can do anything with the video recording as far as time stamping certain skills that they've done, or we can make annotations, markings, notes, little things actively as we're watching in the control room so that we can pull it up and it can be shown right on the television screen. And as the time goes on, we can say, oh, you know, you said that well, that's really, really great. Or, oh, here's where you said something that maybe we can talk about how we can improve that. Or what they've done really well, which we hope that they always do.
Yeah. So just go back out to the front.
So at this time, we'll welcome our president, Ron Nowacek.
Thanks, Shannon, and on behalf of the university, welcome. It's sort of a sad time. It is a sad time for passing of Russ. We really miss him. I got to spend some time with him a few weeks ago with Mike, which was really great to see him on campus. And, you know, the family, I think Shannon captured a lot of this. The family, the Younkers family has done a lot for the university, and it's been a very personal commitment to the institution. You know, Russ lived as a Bobcat and did a lot to help us move forward in soccer, but also we're seeing here the contributions that have been made here. I will share a personal story. While Shannon talked about knowing him 17 years, 13 years, whatever it may have been, I've known him since I got here. And one of the things he did is he took my son Jake, who at the time was about this tall, under his wings and wanted to turn him into an Orioles fan. And kept working with him on the Baltimore Orioles, which was great. I must admit at one time Jake was a Mets fan, which was bothersome to everybody. Passing that on to Russ helped. But Russ was that kind of a person. Russ really gave to everybody and gave to the university. His contributions in memory of his mother and the things he's done really speaks volumes to what both Russ and Penny have done to make this a great institution. And I can't think of anything better than to have this area dedicated. This is the premier, top-notch place, really in Western Maryland now, for nursing and nursing care. And you're seeing the jewel here, which is named after Russ's mother. So I think, again, it's been a great opportunity. I mean, it's a wonderful contribution. It speaks volumes to what Russ and Penny meant to this institution, and we will have their memories, and that I think is really important. And I know, Russ, you're watching, so I'll keep it short because you want to be able to hear on some others. So, but again, I want to thank everybody for being here, and again, thank the family for their contribution. Mike, I think, am I introducing you next, or
Dean Williams.
Dean Williams? Oh, I'm sorry, voice.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Boyce Williams, and I'm the Dean of the College of Education, Health, and Natural Sciences as of July 1. So we are so fortunate to be able to have health sciences as a part of our college. I didn't know Mr. Younkers, but his reputation precedes his presence. And I think what we see today is a true testament of that. The scholarships that he has contributed to Frostburg to keep costs down for students who want to go to Frostburg and particularly into nursing is just, it's lifelong. You can't put a price on it. And so we are just so happy and so thrilled to be able to share this moment with you, and happy that our department chair, Dr. Kara Platt, and Erica Lastly, our coordinator, and also cardiac nurse, right, is with us this morning, and that lets you know that when you call, we come, because it's important, and that's what Mr. Younkers did for us for all those years, so thank you.
All right, so now we have Russ and Penny's son, Mike.
It is a great honor to be here. Frostburg was a very special place to my dad, from when he was a student here up until he passed away last Saturday. I'm grateful to the administration and the staff and everyone who's accommodated us and helped create this beautiful facility. My dad wanted to do this to honor his mom, who was a nurse, and I have her invitation to her graduation ceremony from 1942, and I have her license where she was a nurse for 50 years. And when I was talking to my dad about this last week in the hospital, he said to me that he believes the public service that we provide as a family started with his mother. We have a family full of teachers, nurses, coaches, people who work at child care administration for the state of Maryland. And that was important to my dad, that we were public servants, and he believes that goes all the way back to his mom. My dad himself was a teacher. He was a coach. He loved to coach. He was a police officer, and he worked for the Department of the Environment in Prince George's County as well. He lived public service through that, and through that, he honored his mom. And he wanted to have this facility here today to honor her as well. But more than that, what he really wanted to do was try to extend her legacy to help others. And if you've spent any time with loved ones in hospitals, you know the doctors are amazing, and they make hard decisions and do amazing things. But the nurses are the people that you get to know and that you actually live with your loved ones as they're going through whatever they're going through the hospital. I found over the last year, nurses are a special breed of people, and they are very special people. They have cared for my loved ones in good times and in some of the hardest times I've ever seen. And they never missed a beat. They were always incredibly supportive and helpful, and it didn't matter if my dad was in a bad mood or a good mood, if he had an accident that had to be cleaned up. The nurses were always there and always providing that care and support. And that's really what this facility is about. So I am incredibly grateful for the University of Frostburg. It made my dad who he was, which therefore then made our family what we are. This place was very important to him, and therefore it will always be very important to me. I'm also incredibly grateful for those who answer the call to be nurses, because we need them. They are there when we most need them, and they are incredible people that I believe are sent from heaven. They are angels that provide us the care that we need when we most need it. So I appreciate the opportunity to honor my dad this way. I appreciate the opportunity to honor his mom and all that she's done, and thank you very much.
So at this time, we're going to have the members of the Younkers family come forward and help us officially cut a ribbon for these spaces today. So all of you come in this way.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Official part of our dedication this morning. So once again, we want to thank the Younkers family for being here and all that Russ and Penny have done. And I won't end until I say to Mike, I just want you to know how the people that are here that got to know him so well, particularly, we know how incredibly proud of you and Stacy he is, and that those grandchildren meant everything to him. That includes Ryan, Andrew, and Alex, who, again, they're all doing such amazing things that Russ kept me abreast with on social media and in person when I would see him. So the never-ending bragging of that. So again, thank you so much to the Younkers family for being here, and we're so happy we could do this with you guys today. So